Those Winter Sundays by Robert Hayden. In this section, we would go over on how this poem contains imagery, tone, connotation, theme, and title. Now, let's begin by first reading the poem. Sundays too, my father got up early and put his clothes on its blue-black coat. Then, with cracked hands that ached from labor and weekdays' weather made blank fires blaze, no one ever thanked him. I'd wake and hear the cold splintering breaking. When the rooms were warmed, he'd call, and slowly I would rise and dress, fearing the chronic anger of that house, speaking indifferently to him who hath driven out the cold and polished my good shoes as well. What did I know? What did I know of love astir in lonely office? Now let's paraphrase the poem. The poem reflects on the speaker's childhood memories of his father's quiet act of love and sacrifice. Every Sunday, the father would wake up early in the bitter cold to light a fire and warm the house before anyone else awoke. Despite his father's work and dedication, the speaker, as a child, didn't fully appreciate his father's efforts. Now looking back, the speaker realizes the depth of his father's love and feels a sense of regret for not recognizing it sooner. The poem explores themes of love, sacrifice, regret, and the complex relationship between a father and a son. Now that we understand the poem, let's analyze it. Imagery. In the poem, we see that the poet uses imagery in order to invoke the sense of the father's work and sacrifice he does for his family. For example, cracked hands that ached evokes the rough, painful texture of the father's hands due to the hard work, but it also shows what condition the father had to work in by saying, cold splintering and blue-black cold, creates a vivid sense of bitter cold experienced in the poem. Tone. The tone in which sets of Those Winter Sundays is complex, but is primarily mixed of nostalgic reflection, regret, and the growing sense of appreciation. Why is the tone important in this poem? Well, the mixed tones allows the poem to explore the complexity styles of the family's relationship and the way our understanding of love evolves over time. It's not a simple, sentimental poem. It acknowledges the speaker's past ignorance and the realization of his father's love. However, the tone highlights the theme of unrecognized love, showing how quiet acts of love can be easily missed, especially by a child. The regret represents the speaker's realization. Now let's look at the connotation included in the poem. In Those Winter Sundays, the words carry extra emotional weights beyond their basic definitions. This is super important because it gives us a peek into the speaker's complicated feelings about his dad and how he grew up. Like, take the word Sundays. Usually it makes you think of a relaxing with family, but in the poem, it links to the tough works and the cold. This difference really brings out how much the dad gave up and how the speaker eventually gets that his dad loved him. And when you hear cracked hands that ached, it's not just about his hands being hurt. It's about the dad's pain and how much he did for his family. All these hidden meanings create a vibe of sadness and missing something, which makes the poem hit harder and feel more real. Themes. Those Winter Sunday is a poem that dives deep into the feelings of looking back on your childhood and wishing you had understood and appreciated a parent more. It's about recognizing that love doesn't always come with big words or hugs. Sometimes it's shown through quiet actions and sacrifice, like parents getting up early on cold mornings to make sure everything is alright. The poem makes you think about those moments in life when you realize the depth of someone cares effort only after time has passed, and it brings a sense of sadness or regret for not having acknowledged it sooner. It's like finally understanding the weight of someone's love and wishing you had been more aware and thankful for when it happened. The title of Those Winter Sundays is more than just a description of the seasons and day. It's a symbol of tough times and unspoken love. It brings to mind those cold, difficult Sundays when the father quietly made sacrifices and performs acts of service without seeking recognition. It's like a snapshot of the speaker's childhood, highlighting the father's constant efforts to provide comfort and warmth during the harsh condition. The title serves as a reminder of love that was presented but perhaps not fully appreciated at the time, setting the stage for a speaker reflective understanding of his father's dedication. Element of the poem that conveys the theme. Those Winter Sunday primarily conveys its themes through the contrast between the father's selfless action and the speaker's emotional response. The father wakes up early to perform acts of service, demonstrating his quiet sacrifice and commitment to his family. Initially, the speaker is indifferent, showing a lack of appreciation. It is only later that the speaker understands his father's love and regrets not acknowledging it sooner. This contrast emphasizes the poem's theme of unknowledgeable love and the complexity of the family's dynamic. revealing that love can be expressed in subtle ways that may not be immediately recognized or appreciated.